So yesterday we looked at some very, very important events on the economic calendar. The first one was the speech by the president of Ukraine. A very, very important speech, especially given this, these times that we're in. Yeah, the market impact was quite, it was quite visible. You can, I think you saw it on your charts. At that time, then later on, there was other events affecting the US dollar, and these were from the FOMC. And the impact on gold was also very visible as well. We're going to be looking at that in a few moments. But now I'd like to talk about some kind of introduction into Forex trading and crypto and basically the financial markets. It's a very, very complex subject for so many people. But I've been talking to so many people. Recently, people have been calling me and saying that they've tried to self-learn. Yeah, they've tried to go to all these media platforms on the internet, downloading some books, PDFs and all that, reading so many things and visiting so many websites to learn about trading, how to, to understand exactly what goes on in that whole machinery. Sometimes you just give people your money, you give your money to a broker, and you just wait. You wait and you get some returns after some time. But when it comes into this, where the markets have evolved to, where you also have to participate, then it becomes a little bit difficult, and you have to learn how to take on your role. So people have been reading, and someone called me and sent me something and told me, I want you to read that book, and I want you to teach me what is in that book. So this guy went, searched for information on the internet, got that information, read through it, and then decided to give it to me, to read it, so that I teach him what he has brought. Yeah, so that is perfectly normal. It is perfectly normal. I can give you a similar scenario. Yeah, a few, some many months back, my wife told me that, let's get videos of Zumba. They're going to change our lives. We're going to become fit and very, very flexible and all that. Yeah, so I downloaded the video and we watched it. We watched it like a movie. So apparently you're supposed to do what is inside that video. You're supposed to start dancing and moving and all that stuff. But, for like a whole year, we watched it. You're there. After having supper, you sit back on the couch and, there's a new Zumba video, let's watch it. And then we watch it and we say, wow, these guys can dance, these guys can move. So, yeah, that's life. So what we did, or what I'm planning to do, get these videos, take them to an instructor and tell him, watch those videos, then I'm going to come over and you're going to instruct us how to do that stuff. Yeah, and that's how life is. That's how life is anyway. Sometimes you have everything at your disposal, but you can't really make much use of it. And there is no shame in going to someone and asking for assistance because, sometimes you need to be pushed. Yeah, it's like, sometimes you need to be like when you pay school fees for a child. If you're paying fees per day, you might skip a few days and, feel like, today I'm feeling a bit lazy. I won't pay for this day. I'll pay for tomorrow when I get there in time. But when you pay school fees in time before the child actually goes to school, when you've paid, that's when you wake up at 5 a.m. and wake that kid up and tell him, I paid fees. If you don't go to school on time, I'm the one who is losing money. So you're forced to do that sort of thing. So that kind of arrangement, it really helps to get things moving and to keep you focused. Yeah, so when you're studying about the financial market, sometimes you can study these things all on your own. That is another gift, a natural gift that so many people have. You can study so many things on your own and you succeed. But at the same time, if you can't, then you look for someone and tell them, you know what, I need help here. Yeah, that is not, there's nothing wrong with that. So you ask for help, and once they help you, then you will reap the benefits of, what you couldn't do on your own. And there's an advantage in seeking for help. Yeah, so, let's move on to these First of all, we have to take a look at the economic calendar and see what we have today. So these events here, these events of the economic calendar, they really, if you saw what happened yesterday, then you'll see how important it is to follow world events. You can actually trade off what's happening in the world, like in the stock market. In the stock market, you may not have, let's say, our own local stock market. You might not have daily, you may not have 1 minute charts, 5 minute charts or whatever. But on our very own stock, you can trade the market based on the information coming from these organizations. The information that affects them will either move their stock price up or down. That's how it's supposed to be. So, price doesn't really move, abruptly for no reason. There's always a reason. So once you know that reason, then you will act upon that information and you will make a profit in the market. So fundamental analysis is basically the most important analysis. So there is no other type of analysis that is so important. Technical is good. It's good for these fast-paced markets. It's also good for long-term trades. Sentimental, that one is wonderful. Many people make a lot of money off sentimental analysis because they just feel like doing a certain thing. So today Santa has visited us again. We have so many events. Yesterday was nice, but today, at around midday, let's take a look at the time first. Make sure it's GMT plus 3 hours so that we have everything on point. So at midday, we have a speech from the Central Bank of Europe, and it's a speech from Christine Lagarde, the president of the European Central Bank. So after yesterday's speech, with the president, I think President, I read the name properly, Vladimir Zelensky. The speech actually gave this, gave these two charts, these two currencies, the euro and the pound. It gave them a very good bullish move. And today, we might expect the same from the president of the European Central Bank. So we have that event at midday. That one is very important. It has never been more important to listen to these speeches from Europe. Many times we ignore them, but this time, because of that war, it's very, very important to listen to these speeches, especially the ones that are affecting this market that we trade and make money from directly here. Okay. So there are going to be other events. That is at midday, and that speech will obviously blow into these other events. 30 minutes after that speech, at 1 p.m., there are all these events. So they are medium impact events, but together they have quite an impact. There is, let's count them. There are 1, 2, 3, and 4. After after all these events, there's going to be another speech. So this is very, very important. So these events from the Euro zone, that is HICP. So the detail about that, it's a significant way to measure changes in purchasing trends and inflation in the Euro zone. So for these HICP events, the first one is month over month. If we have an upward, if the numbers increase, then it's bullish for the euro. So here we're expecting a rise from 0.3% to 0.9%, which is positive for the euro. Then year over year, it's basically going to remain the same, expected to remain the same anyway. So for this one here, very low impact expected there. Okay, so this one is month over month. So this one here is the core consumer price index released by Eurostat. It's the measure of price movements by the comparison between the retail prices of a representative shopping basket of goods and services, excluding the volatile components like food, energy, alcohol, and tobacco. Yeah, so this one we have a previous figure 0.5%, and the consensus is also 0.5%. Not much change there, but given the results, given all the information that has been passing through Europe, everything that has been happening for quite some time, especially in the last month, these figures remaining the same is quite a positive. These figures could have gone down, but the events happening in Europe haven't really changed much of this, so it's quite it's a positive in some way. Yeah, so that same event with a year-over-year impact also has the figures remaining the same at 2.7%. Yeah? So the previous is 2.7%, and the consensus is also 2.7%, and this is year-over-year. So given all that has happened, for the whole year, up to this month, this could also be very positive for the euro, and that will follow the speech of President Lagarde. So the positivity impact, if there is a positive impact from the speech, we're likely to have a follow-up from all these events. Okay, then at 3 p.m., at 1:15, after all these HICP events, 15 minutes after those statistics come out, there will be a speech from the European Central Bank. This one here is another. This one will be someone else speaking. His name is Philip Richard Lane. He's an executive board member of the European Central Bank. So he will be speaking at 1:15. Yeah, so there will be more market impact following all those other events that will be there a little bit earlier than that one at 1:15. So yeah, the market impact there will surely be consistent because it has really been mapped out so well. So later on at 3 p.m., yeah, that will be now, this will be Santa's gift basket. All these high impact events affecting the pound sterling. There are about 8 events. So first will be the Bank of England minutes. It will be a report that you can download. There's the asset purchase facility. So these minutes normally follow an interest rate decision. Here, okay, they might not be put in order, but there's an interest rate decision for the Bank of England. Then the minutes explaining what will be in that interest rate decision. These events normally come out. They normally come out the same. So this time the interest rate is expected to increase to a 0.75%, coming from 0.5%. Now this one will have, this one will definitely have a market impact. Yeah, so if any change happens, the previous figure was 0.5%. If it comes out at 0.5%, there will be no change, and that no change will be communicated in the minutes. But if we have this change, the market impact will be there, and the report will give you some good details. So let's take a look at these ones one by one. So the minutes, okay, we know why the minutes come in. The asset purchase facility, this one here, there's no previous figure on record, and there is no consensus on record. Everything is sort of a blank. It's a blank, there's no statistics there. So for this one here, the asset purchase facility is the value of money the Bank of England plans to create and inject into the economy through open market bond purchases as a way to influence the long-term interest rates. Yeah, so this monetary policy tool is called quantitative easing. Yeah? So in the coming few weeks, we're going to be looking at bonds and the impact of bonds on our lives, and on the, and also their impact on the country as well. So it's very, very important. Bonds are extremely important, to the country and to the government and to every citizen. Everyone is affected by the bonds. It's very important to know exactly what they are, and how we can also, we can lend money to the government through the bonds, and they give you a very good, very nice percentage at the end of the year or every month, depending on the short-term and long-term bonds. So we're going to be looking at all that. We're going to be looking at so many factors of our own capital markets, and yeah, we're all going to find a way of participating into our capital markets, so that that's how countries develop. If we all participate and we're making some money, some passive income, then yeah, passive income is what actually moves things, because very steadily, not very rapidly, not very fast, but very steadily, there will be some very positive changes. Okay, so the interest rate decision, still, all this news is going to come out at once, affecting the Bank of England. So this one will be announced by the Bank of itself. Yeah, so so if the interest rate raises, it is positive for the GBP. Yeah, if the interest rate goes down, it will be negative. Yeah, so so that is for this event. So if the interest rate actually comes out at 0.75%, the impact on the GBP will be positive, and if it comes out less than even 0.5, it will be negative for today. Okay. So these other events, these ones here, they are a bit, they normally happen like this. So this one here is it's a vote rate cut. It's a vote to cut the rate. Then there are two events. One is the vote to cut the rate. Another one is a vote to hike the rate. Yeah. So the previous rate, the people who voted to cut were 0. Yeah, previously, and even this time, it's expected that those who are going to vote for the cut of the rate will again be 0. Yeah, and those who voted to hike the rate last time were 9, and this time, these 9 people are also expected to vote for the rise, for the hike in the rate. So, yeah, that is very, very important. Then those who voted for the rate to remain unchanged last time. This is for the Monetary Policy Committee. Yeah, so this committee is the one that votes for the hike and vote for the cut, and also vote to keep it unchanged. So previously, people have been voting to hike it, and no one has been voting to keep it the same or to cut the rate. And this time, the same people who voted for the hike in the rate are the same people who are expected to vote for this other hike. So that is what that's the feeling that is there, yeah, from the consensus. So yeah, so okay, so now at the same time there will be the monetary policy summary. Yeah, so this summary is the one that actually gives you everything that has happened between the voting and the decision. So this one that came earlier on, this is the Bank of England, the minutes from the Bank of England. Yeah, then that's report number 1. Report number 2 is from the Monetary Policy Committee, how they voted and why the rate has either changed or why it hasn't changed. So what if the change is positive or negative, or if there is no change. The details are in the Monetary Policy Summary. So that is that is quite important. Yeah, then later on, after receiving all these gifts of high impact events, for those who love news, you'll have a very big impact from these ones at 3 p.m. How you use them is entirely up to you, but given the result, you will learn something from messing around with the news. Okay, so at 30 minutes past 3 p.m., we have the building permits. One is month over month, affecting the US dollar. Yeah, so if the building permits increase, it's good for the US dollar. If they decrease, it's bad for the US dollar. And here we're seeing building permits decreasing from 1.895 million to 1.85 million. So that is that one will be decreasing. Then the housing starts month over month. Yeah, this one's okay. So for this one here, a high reading is bullish for the US dollar. And yeah, so we can see the previous figure from the housing stats. The previous figure is 1.638 and the expected figure is 1.69. So this one is there's a positive there's a positive expectation from all that. Then the initial jobless claims are expected to drop from 227k to 220k, which is also positive. Then the initial jobless claims with a 4-week average. There is no consensus, but the previous figure is 231.25. So you need to keep that one in mind. Then the Philadelphia manufacturing survey. Yeah, so we have the figure 16 there previously and now 15. So this one is a spread index of manufacturing conditions within the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia. It's a medium impact event, but together with all these other events at 3:30, it could have some impact on the US dollar. Yeah. Then the last event with some impact will be another speech. Yeah, another speech from the European Central Bank, from a member of the European Central Bank's executive board, Isabel Schnabel. Isabel Schnabel. So, yeah, so these events, this one here will be at 3:45, affecting the euro. So you can have after resting from 1:15 with all these events affecting the euro. Then at 3:15 you can come back and go for round 2 with the euro and see how you can recover some money, just in case you lost some money, or how you can double what you already made. Yeah. So let's go for a break right now, and when we return, we're going to look at the market impact of yesterday's events. It's very important to see the market impact. We're going to calculate how many pips that came up from the event, from that speech of the president of Ukraine, and also from the FOMC minutes, the FOMC events that were there last night. Yeah, on gold, especially on gold, we're going to see how those impacted the market and how you could have benefited after looking at that. You can know how you could benefit sometime in the future when such events take place again. So we shall look at all that when we return from the break.